Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you quickly about the income tax hoax. Most Americans who are engaged in occupations of common right or natural rights do not owe an income tax. It's a hoax. This is Ja Rule, rapper, actor. Ja Rule was on July 19, 2011, sentenced for tax evasion. Rapper will serve 28 months in addition to 2 years for a weapons charge. Ja Rule made a statement during his trial, and this is what he stated. I in no way attempted to deceive the government, he said, minutes before being sentenced in a New Jersey federal court. I was a young man who made a lot of money. I didn't know how to deal with these finances, and I didn't have people to guide me, so I made mistakes. I just got through saying Method Man, who is a rapper, actor, original member of the Wu-Tang Clan, was arrested. This is back in '09, and for $33,000 of unpaid New York, I believe, state income tax. Wesley Snipes, although he beat the more serious charges, was also sentenced to 3 years in prison for tax evasion, etc. This is what I want to say to everybody out there. You know, I don't understand why you people are so spiteful and hateful. I read comments on Wesley Snipes, blog or whatever, and people were saying stuff like, "Let's see you cut your way out of this, Blade. Do the crime, pay the, do the time. Your vampire blood won't help you this time." Why are you so hateful? I don't quite understand this hate. Do you understand the history of America and that we are a country that's supposed to know our rights and stand up for our rights? If a law was not broken, no crime was committed. And also, too, there's a definition of crime. You have not committed a crime if you have not damaged someone's property or personally injured someone, then there's no crime. I mean, there's people on the internet who talk about this. Mark Stevens is another good person who talks about that. Now, I don't have time to get into all of that, but it's just amazing to me because people like me and others who are in this movement of trying to educate you as Americans on what's going on with our government and the corruption and the hoax of income tax and so forth just seem to fight us. Like, it just makes no sense to me. So I'm going to share with you, briefly and quickly some of the information that I have and tell you this because I have a very short time. But, people always come to me, "Kevin, if there's no law, how come, Wesley Snipes and Willie Nelson and all these big celebrities are being sentenced for crimes?" Just because you make a lot of money and you're a big entertainer doesn't mean you understand, the laws and so forth. Yes, they're rich and famous. In my opinion, they should know because they have the money to hire the right people who do. But like I said, they don't. Even lawyers are trained in school not to learn law. They're trained to learn policy. And a lot of this stuff has been hidden. But most of it's out there on this tax stuff, so I don't get it why they don't know. But anyway, any rate, that's why. Because the IRS loves these big tax celebrity profile cases. Because when they take down a big celebrity, quote unquote, it scares the lower echelons of society, the poor people, us, into their compliance. It scares us to pay something that we don't owe. It's just nothing but an old-fashioned mob shakedown. That's all it is. People try to challenge me and all the people in the movement. That's bullcrap, blah, 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 blah. Don't challenge me until you become educated. Ignorance is no excuse, okay? You will lose. I will beat you. Go watch this documentary, Freedom to Fascism, America Freedom to Fascism by Aaron Russo. Aaron Russo did this in 2006, a documentary film. I helped him distribute it, and I was there at the opening of it in Los Angeles, and was trying to work with Aaron Russo up to his untimely death in August of 2007. I miss you, Aaron. And you can go to www.freedomtofascism.com, or you can go watch this video for free in its entirety on googlevideo.com. And they're saying that sometimes they take it down or whatever, but just keep searching for it, you will find it. This is the best documentary I've ever seen on the subject of taxes, and explains to you the whole history of it, okay? Or most of the history of it. I want to share with you a few things that I have in my possession as further evidence that you do not owe an income tax. I have the 1993 original tax book, or from 1993, 1040 Easy Forms and Instruction Booklet, in which at the time Margaret Milner Richardson was the IRS Commissioner. She stated on page 3, "Dear taxpayer, thank you for making this nation's tax system the most effective system of voluntary compliance in the world." Well, what does that mean? Just what it says. Next statement I have that is very interesting, that I have actually physically seen the book. I had a chance to buy it, but regret that I didn't. It says on the cover of the IRS Confidential Handbook for Special Agents, which is a handbook that they give to IRS agents obviously working within the IRS. It reads on this cover of the handbook, "Agents, our tax system is based on individual self-assessment and voluntary compliance. The material contained in this handbook is confidential in character. It must not under any circumstances be made available for persons outside the service." Why the secrecy? Well, I think you know why. Next thing of evidence that I have is very, very interesting is this. Dear We the People. This was an article, full-page article taken out in the USA Today on July 7, 2007. Sherry P.O. Jackson used this and talked about it. I've been in the movement for probably longer than she has. I started in 1995. And this group went to the government to sit down and to tell us once and for all, do we owe an income tax and why we feel we don't, and you tell us why you feel we do by showing us the law. We wanted to say to the government, most citizens are not required to file an income tax return. The 16th Amendment, income tax to the Constitution is a fraud. If you file, you waive your 5th Amendment rights. In here, this is what happened. However, on June 2nd, the White House reneged on the promise it made during the April 13th meeting. As with 3 previous conferences, the government has again refused to debate the grievances. Jason Furman told Robert Schultz, quote, "The legality of the income tax is not a high priority item at the White House, and we will not participate in any conference on the subject," end quote. I wonder why. People, this information is out there for you. The next thing I want to share with you, as time is winding down, I just want to keep this under 10 minutes. I could do 4 hours on it, is this. The IRS have lost cases with ordinary American citizens. Have you ever heard about them? Of course you haven't. You know why? Because the media is a part of it. Judges are a part of it. Attorneys are a part of it. Did I say all? No. Most? Yes. My opinion. They do not want this information to get out. They are part of a secret societies, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, etc., the international bankers. And this country is bankrupt. Another story. And the law and the whole system has been changed. And I will get into that on another video. Here are the cases. There's 3. One, the last one that I'm going to talk about is very disturbing, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Eastern District of Tennessee in the case of U.S. versus Lloyd R. Long. Number CR-1-93-91 on October 15, 1993, a not guilty verdict. of willful failure to file income tax returns. Illinois case, Logan County Circuit Court. The government versus Whitey Harrell. Lincoln is his real name. You can look him up on the internet as Whitey, but that's his real name. Not guilty on 4 counts of criminal felony charges of willful failure to file an Illinois state income tax form. Now, on this case, this was featured in Aaron Russo's America Freedom to Fascism. You can watch it in its entirety there. The next case, which was the disturbing one, was U.S. versus Bernice Kugelin, number 03-20111-M1, United States District Court, Western Division, Tennessee. This is an August 8, 2003 verdict. Acquitted on all 6 counts of felony, tax evasion, and willful failure to file tax returns. This is what bothers me and is disturbing. I plan to investigate it and find out exactly what happened. And she is also mentioned in Aaron Russo's America Freedom to Fascism. A year later, after her court case, she entered into a settlement with the IRS and tax court in which she agreed to pay a total of $296,302 in taxes for years from 96 to 2001. $221,265.73 in fraudulent failure to file penalties under Section 6651, Section F for those years, and $14,350.21 in estimated tax penalties under Section 6654 for those years, for a grand total of $531,917.94 plus interest. Her case was Kuglin versus Commissioner. Her last name is spelled Kuglin, number 21743-03, 2004, TNT 177-14 TC. This was a September 1st, 2004, I guess, case or what have you, to look it up. And like I said, it's very disturbing because I don't understand. She won, so why would she go back and pay them something that she did not lawfully owe them? Lastly, I want to give a quick shout out to Sherry P.O. Jackson, Erwin Schiff, Dick Simichan, Ed and Elaine Brown. These people are political prisoners, are in jail for quote-unquote tax evasion, etc. My heart goes out to you. You are true American patriots. I respect you in every way for standing up and trying to share with the American people and or just standing up for your rights. May God be with you, and I hope to find you soon. I'm going to try to contact you each personally. I have already actually talked before to Ed Brown for about 10 minutes on the phone when he was held up in his, I believe it was New Hampshire home or residence. Thank you very much. See you on the next segment.